Alistair, thank you for being a part of our conference today. You're one of the speakers. You gave a wonderful speech. Do tell us, being here in Saudi Arabia, how does it feel talking about cybersecurity in a country that has evolved so fast in this domain?
So I think it's really interesting. A number of the conversations that we've been having today and a number of the different speakers we've been having, it's really trying to drive the right outcome from the outset, right? And I think you're right, around that point of evolution, there's an opportunity here to drive the right setup and set up for success really from the get-go. And I think that's what a lot of the speakers are talking around. It's that evolution rather than revolution.
One of the topics a lot of the speakers spoke about is the challenges that are coming with the fast speed that cybersecurity is witnessing in the MENA region and in KSA particularly. But what kind of challenges do you expect to see due to the fast pace, and how can we tackle them?
So pace in cyber, as I talked around in my session actually, is the one constant I think we have. Actually, when we want to challenge that constant, what we really want to do is think about the people and the data. So actually boiling it down to what is the most highest risk that we have within our organisation, and what can we do to meaningfully drive down that risk. You're right, there's a lot of noise within cybersecurity, and focusing our efforts, our resources and our capabilities is really key on getting to those key pieces. Protect your people, defend your data.
What kind of collaboration do you think should take place between both the public and the private sector, just so they go hand in hand in creating that very sturdy cyber infrastructure?
So public and private, intelligence sharing is key. Again, we heard in several conversations and speaking today that organisations being sharing actually when they have had challenges, when they have had breaches, it's to the benefit of us all. Doing that across the public and private sector really is going to maximise the outcome so that we can learn and we can progress and we can evolve.
How would you describe a company or an organisation to be digitally resilient or have that capability to overcome and recover from a particular cyber attack?
Digital resiliency, it's a true challenge and it's a complex subject. I think, again, though, back to the basics and focusing on where's the risk for your organisation. So if you're digitally transferred, what really is going to be a focus? So for my organisation, Proofpoint, we run a survey across CISOs globally. And actually what came out of that survey focused around KSA respondents was that supply chain was their top of mind risk going forward. But that was shortly followed by a consensus of ransomware and actually, phishing, smishing type of attacks. These are what they're seeing as their biggest threats coming to them at the moment. So digital transformation is great. At the same time, focusing on our organisation and the threats that we face is going to be key to defending them.
Amazing. Again, talking about cybersecurity, it's all about being ahead of everybody else, or at least knowing or guessing what's going to happen next. What do you think will happen in the coming 12 months, whether it's about threats or developments?
So again, if I go back to the reports that we shared and the surveys we got from our CISO community globally and within the kingdom as well, actually the thing that they were most focused on was, again, understanding their supply chain, how they can better work collaboratively with that supply chain to drive down that risk, but also things like insider threats. Right, so we've heard a lot again about how the shift from infrastructure-led security to people-centric security means that we really need to understand the credentials our individuals are using, the access patterns, and really evolve that into a view of across that people-centric security. That means, again, we can challenge that risk where we see it and understand the different nuances that maybe individuals, departments in the organisation bring to each organisation as it is.
Hopefully we will have you on board with us for the coming ISC conferences. On a personal level, what would you like to achieve and present in the coming conferences?
No, I think it's always tough to predict the future. I think the one thing that, again, we know is the constant change in cybersecurity. So I think where we will see things in a year's time will be very interesting. Certainly for me, where I'd like to come back and talk around is, again, that evolution, the continual evolution, and how we as a community with our customers, vendors, public and private bodies come together to really try and tackle that. So I think it's going to be really interesting to see how the year plays out, and I certainly look forward to coming back and having that conversation in a year's time.
Thank you so much. Thank you for that amazing conversation, and thank you for being here with us.
Thank you.